This video will describe the anatomy and physiology of the gastrointestinal tract.
In the superior mediastinum, the esophagus lies in front of the upper four thoracic vertebral bodies and behind the trachea. It continues into the posterior mediastinum in front of the fifth thoracic vertebra. Anatomical and physiological factors produce a sphincteric effect at the gastroesophageal junction. Movement of food down the esophagus is caused by peristalsis. This is the constriction of smooth muscle above the bolus and dilation and shortening below it. The lower esophageal sphincter relaxes to admit the bolus into the stomach.
The stomach begins at T11 at the gastroesophageal junction. This J-shaped organ sits in the left hypochondrium and is inferior to the left dome of the diaphragm. The stomach has four regions, the cardia, the fundus, the body and the pylorus, all lined with rugae, which allows the stomach to distend. The fundus fills with gas as a product of digestion. The stomach has two defined borders, the lesser and greater curvature. The left and right gastric arteries supply the lesser curvature, whilst the left and right gastro-duodenal arteries supply the greater curvature. The left gastric artery is a direct branch of the celiac trunk, which arises from the abdominal aorta. The celiac trunk also has a splenic and a common hepatic artery where the remaining branches arise from. At the pyloric sphincter, the pylorus meets the duodenum.
The duodenum is the proximal part of the small intestine. The superior part ascends upwards from the pylorus of the stomach. The descending duodenum lies posterior to the transverse colon and anteriorly to the right kidney. Bile and pancreatic juices enter the descending duodenum through the major duodenal papilla from the ampulla of Vater. Chyme travels through the ascending duodenum before entering the jejunum via the duodenal-jejunal flexure. The jejunum becomes the ileum, however there is no definite border between them. Both are involved in the absorption of nutrients, reflected by the presence of plicae circularis. The ileum ends at the ileocecal junction, where it invaginates to become the ileocecal valve.
The large intestine extends from the ileum to the anus and consists of the cecum, ascending, transverse, descending and sigmoid colon. The ileocecal valve serves as a sphincter as it prevents the backflow of fecal material but is not actually physiologically one. The appendix is a small dead-end tube attached to the cecum and it becomes inflamed during appendicitis. After the cecum, the rest of the colon encircles the small intestines. No digestion occurs in the colon and its function is to absorb water, minerals and vitamins as well as eliminate indigestible material. This is aided by the secretion of lubricating mucus. The large intestine can be differentiated anatomically by its external features which include tennae coli, haustrations and appendices apiculae.
The rectum lies in the posterior part of the pelvic cavity and is empty until peristalsis of the colon pushes feces into the rectum. The rectum then curves downwards and forwards, lying first on the anterior surface of the sacrum and then on the upper surface of the pelvic floor. Turning abruptly downwards and backwards, the rectum pierces the pelvic floor and terminates at the anorectal junction, where it is continuous with the anal canal.